Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Jorge Perez from wutanshaolinkungfu. Today we have a very special guest. His name is Master Jason Tsou. Master Jason Tsou is a disciple of Master Su Yu Chang, but he also trained and learned from Grandmaster Qiao. He is the founder of Wutanlosangeles. We're going to break down this interview in 3 different parts, so make sure you check all of them. If you want to know more about Master Jason Tsou, stay with me and let's get to it. Master Tsou, can you please describe the generation names? And I haven't seen that. I know Wu, Tan, and Quan generation, but we were talking about other names as well. But please go ahead and describe the generation names. That's a good topic.
Yeah, as far as I know, Grandmaster Liu and Qiao put it 8 generations. Each one have the name to it.
Okay.
So it follows Wutan, Guang, Hui, Zhao, Yao, Huan, Yu. Wutan, old school, right? Name
Yeah.
Wutan. Guang Hui, Guang is the light. Hui is bright, very bright light. Okay. Zhao means shine to it. Zhao Yao, there's 2 words. Zhao and Yao is shining to at the whole universe. Huan Yu is universe. Yeah. So actually, you look at it is 2 words together. Wutan, that's the name of the school.
Yeah.
Guang Hui is bright light. Zhao Yao is shining to it. Huan Yu, universe.
Okay. So
Okay.
you
But
are Tan
each one have
generation.
words. Mm-hmm.
You are part of the
Tan
Tan
generation is me.
Okay.
Yeah, like Adam Hsu or Master Su Yu Chang, Dai Shi, they all belong to the Wu generation.
Okay.
And Tan generation is us,
Yeah.
me. Hui generation would be you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Guang generation
Quan generation
would be you. Yeah. The Hui will be the next generation.
Correct.
Then Zhao Yao, Huan Yu, that's the following.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Sure.
Awesome. Let's take a look at some of the applications that Master Tsou teaches during his classes.
Any resistance point you use as a pivot point to change the energy.
Okay, 2 things. Number 1, when you can hear, this is the activity point. And I'm going to punish the activity point. In other words, I'm not against the one point. I change it to here. This is here. I create some kind of lever, really short one. And I can have the bigger lever and come to here. And if you increase the resistance here, then I come here. And this one, I can disappear to here. Or you know, you want to get my leg like this. I just come in. Alright? So you do it. You want here, I come to here. So pivoting. And this one's follow, and this one's finish. So this one.
When you move, so it's not hot.
Always using this one. I use my bone power.
Yeah, you control that hand off.
And if you go, and I just
So you just stick to it. Stick.
So you got to be set. Yeah, you got you go like that. Set.
I
See here. Elbow here. Here. 1, 2, 3.
Master So, I would like to ask you, what do you think about competitions? Do you what do you think are the benefits of the competitions? And also, if you want to share some experience in competitions that you had in the past.
Okay. Well, when you say competition, you're talking about the comeback competition, right?
Tournament,
Not
yeah, in general.
not the tournament formed competition.
Could be forms,
Yeah.
fighting,
Yeah.
Qiao.
Well, yeah. We probably most of the students probably they familiar with the form competition.
Yeah,
Everybody, through a period of time training, they can show their strength, they can show their structure, they show their movements, and they show their like their energy, the
the
power,
spirit. Yeah,
show their spirit. Yeah, it's nothing wrong with it. We like I would say, they have a show horse, right?
yeah,
So most of the time it's a show horse time. Show horse are under the spotlight, right?
yeah,
Okay. But really, my personally I interested is a comeback competition.
yeah,
When I was young in Taiwan, I had been through numerous fighting training. My high school years, as you know, Chandongsen Chinese wrestling.
yeah.
Every other day, we have to really, hands on, throwing each other's and all
Yep.
this. And often we go to the police academy, get slaughtered by them too. Yeah, you know, we're high school kids, not fully developed, and they are the adults, and they are the policemen, right?
Yeah,
But that's good experience. And then that training me has the will. Sometimes the martial art is training is you have to have understanding the fighting mechanism. It's not just say, hey, I want to see how good this technique is. It's not that. It's just how you can respond. You can react to it naturally. Okay. But you need to train daily. That's why again.
yeah.
And I'm routinely training the prayingmantis under the supervision of Master Su Yu Chang. He grown up as a street fighter when he was younger.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was a street fighter, and that's why he interesting into Chinese martial art.
Oh,
And
okay.
because his size, he's short, he's skinny,
Yeah,
very fast, super fast.
I've seen
So
videos. Yeah,
he's talking about his younger age. He's even study monkey style. That monkey style together with prayingmantis. Until today, I always tell people we never give a credit to a monkey. Prayingmantis is monkey prayingmantis
Mo-
style.
monkey legs,
Footwork is
right?
monkey.
Footwork,
Yeah,
exactly. That's
and
how I
and
learned
the
it.
uh,
Yeah,
the, the hand is movement is a mantis.
yeah.
But we always say mantis. Do you know all these movements actually is monkey movements? Mantis is basically this is mantis.
Yep.
This is a mantis. All right. It's a lot to do with the monkey, but we never give the credit to the monkey. So
Never. But that's the way
yeah,
I learned it in Venezuela. Like
yeah.
praying
That's
mantis
that's
had
why
monkey legs,
yeah
monkey
you see a
footwork.
lot of mantis people doing the mantis. They hand the quick hand.
Yep.
Okay, they go nicely. They're
Yep.
very quick, but without the footwork, you don't have that momentum.
No. And the power
So a
that comes
good
from the
mantis,
bottom, right?
yeah, good mantis. You have to look at your teacher, look at the Su Yu Chang. That's what we call the mantis.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, your teacher and teacher's teacher,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And a lot of free sparring because when he trained us, he liked to fight. So there were a lot of free sparrings. And the later year, you see he developed the forms and all this. He becoming older. It's easier for him to teach. He teach international
Yeah.
events. Yeah, but actually he is a fighter. Okay, himself.
Okay.
And we practice. In a lot of the camp with we call martial art boot camp trainings, everything, or in the clubs, we do that. When I was young age, I went to a comeback tournament several times, and I won twice. I won the championship.
Oh,
Yeah. So
in Taiwan.
in Taiwan, yeah, yeah. One times in the Shuaijiao, one times in the
The Lei Tai.
fist, yeah, late time fist
Oh,
fighting.
okay.
Yeah. I always encourage my students to come back to those tournament comeback tournament.
Yeah.
I say at least once in your lifetime
Yeah.
you need to go. The reason is to let the students experience the fighting reality.
Yeah.
Okay, we have to conquer ourselves before we go into the late time.
Yeah.
If you step into the late time, you win already because you win over yourself.
Yeah.
Maybe you get defeated by your opponent, or you're the winner.
Yeah.
But no matter what, you win the first time already. Okay. And another thing is, most of the people who are doing the form competition or just doing the form punch in the air, we call.
Yeah.
You easily to fantasize about the style. You think I can do this? I do this powerfully. Okay, no problem. But just like I say, you mentioned earlier too, impact, contact,
Yeah.
different. The person give you the energy,
Totally
give you the
different.
power, is totally different.
Yeah.
So, so I encourage them. I say you join the those are kind of comeback tournament. You will learn a lot, which I cannot teach you.
Yeah.
You learn from that. Okay. But however, we got to choose it. You cannot choose to say I like the point sparring. I like all the Tai Chi push hand. That stay
No.
away from those. It
Go
doesn't
to
help you. Okay.
get on the Lei
Yeah.
Tai.
and and also you got to know many of the rules and regulation restricted the good techniques
Mm-hmm.
because safety first, right?
Yeah.
So we're talking about like a sanda comeback style shuaijiao or freestyle tai chi. Okay, tai chi push hand. Those is good because they don't give you that much restriction. Still have a rules and regulation, but less.
Yeah.
Okay, give you a more to the real situation. You know,
Yeah.
yeah. So you got to choose it. And another thing I want to warn everybody is some people indulge into those kind of tournament fighting a lot. But if you believe that tournament fighting you can handle any of the street fighting, be careful.
Yeah. It's totally
It's,
different too.
for example, I train people weapons.
Mm-hmm.
That people say longer weapon is very dangerous, because of
Yeah.
they can get you from a distance. I told them longer weapon, shorter weapon, even just the knife, they're all dangerous. You see so many people doing this, chinas and all the
Yeah.
weapons and all this, and the YouTube you see all the time. That's somebody doesn't know how to use a knife. If somebody know how to use a knife, you don't even see the knife.
Yeah.
And somebody know how to handle the long weapon, sometimes you don't even see the long weapon. All of a sudden, they can disappear in front of you. By the time it reappear, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
So that's why depends on the situation. A lot of time it's not like that. So be careful. This world it's not that simple. Once you go on the street, you're fighting. You never know who you face to. It's like a jungle.
Yeah.
So the survival is first. So the mentality has to be changed.
Interesting. So I had the experience, eh, like we talked before, right? It all
Mm-hmm.
depends on your Shifu and how he taught you. So in my school, we had free sparring all the
Mm-hmm.
time. We had
Mm-hmm.
2 days a week free sparring, kind of
Mm-hmm.
sanda fighting
Mm-hmm.
with
Yeah.
Swai Qiao takedowns and wrestling, right? Combined.
Right.
Because we learned Swai Qiao from Master Fu Nan, right? My master in
Mm.
particular learned from him before he went to a world championship in Taiwan in 1986.
Okay.
So my master went to that tournament, and he learned before that. He learned Swai Qiao with Master Fu Nan. So that's why we had that
Mm-hmm.
background of Swai Qiao in my school.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, I think that's why I see so much value in competitions, because like we were talking about, right? That's where you can realize what you're capable of. You can prove yourself on a late tie, feel the opponent, right? Even under certain rules, but still feel the power and you know of sparring. Not all the
Right.
not all the people go through that. Um, Even some disciples, they don't like fighting, um, and they wouldn't jump on a lei tai, right? Not everybody is capable of doing that, but I think it's very very helpful. Um, so I want to ask you, Master So, and this question is in regards to the Wutan curriculum. Okay. Um, do you think we should standardize the curriculum, and if so, what should we focus on within this curriculum? As you may know, there are plenty of Wutan. Wutan is a very large organization, and it has a lot of members around the world. And I feel like now that I'm interviewing different um, people from the Wutan, I can see that there's some similarities, but people is doing things differently. So that's why I wanted to ask you the question.
Um, I think it is necessary to standardize the curriculum. Wutan, we do have the textbook actually. It's go by those the movements, the name of the movement.
Okay.
It go by the movement of their hands or weapon. They all have it. The what we trying to do is because there's so many of them. So if you say everything we have standardized, and what's next? Are we gonna to give a certificate to the people who's say I'm specialized in Baji. I I I done Shabaji, Dabaji, Lelakai to the Barazao. You have all these four. So can we use these four as our textbook? Yeah, why not? If we want to promote the Wutan Baji Quan, you got to have these four. But be careful though, the last one is Barazao. Barazao actually is mixed with Baji and Pigua. So now questions, are we going to have a Baji and Pigua together?
Mm-hmm.
Or we just say this person just focus on the Baji, that person focus on Pigua. So this should be open to all the Wutan disciples to decide it. Because we always say our style is Baji and Pigua,
Yeah.
Baji Pigua together. So if that's the case, then we should Shabaji Dabaji Liu Kai. Okay, then that's a Baji. Then Pigua basic 8 lines,
Mm-hmm.
and Pigua Yilu Erlu as the second one, and Pigua Lianhuan is the third one. Okay, then together we have a Barazao, that's a Baji and Pigua together. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
if that's the way we want to be as a curriculum, and the listen as the textbook, everybody should follow. I think that's the way it's supposed to be, and that's the way that Grassley used to tell me. Maybe the other people they never heard what he say this, and he probably doesn't agree with me. I don't know, but we have to be very honestly very open-minded to discuss and look at it.
Yeah.
That's the Baji and Pigua. Bagua, that's a lot of things in the Bagua. Bagua actually they have a. We look at it, the two root. One side of the root is Bagua, a mother pound. Bagua have those. This we call the Bagua Qigong. Excuse me 1 second. And Bagua Qigong, and which is um, um, Grandmaster Liu Chang actually he was doing the Yang Qi Huan Yuan Gong. That's a Bagua Qigong. And then they have another root. It's a Gundran Zhen Guo. All this footwork, Tang Ni Bu, Liu Shui Bu, okay, and Xiao That's the foundation. Xiao with us walking become the Sixing Bazang, right? Then you go into the trunk. That's a 64 pound. And then you go into the forest, which is the branches. Okay, so that's how the Bagua system grew like. And then they have an enhancement. What they call the enhancement? Actually, it's like a distance. They have a Bagua legs kicking.
Mm.
They have a Bagua Yingso arms. They have a Bagua fist coming from Luohan. That's a Gongbao Tian's specialty too. And that's a Bagua, we call the elbows. So that's just the leaves, the fruit, the seed,
Yeah.
the flowers. Okay, the makers Bagua is a very complete system, and each empty hand corresponding to the weapons as well. So, how many people really understand the Bagua is a complete system? So, first of all, Wutan student needs to get educated to understand what we have. Then we decided what needs to be in the curriculum. Mantis becomes easier. 7, 8, 七星, 7 star,
Mm-hmm.
8 step,
liuhe.
and the liuhe, 678, liu is liuhe, 6 harmony.
Yeah.
Okay, they have 3 different major ones. And Grandmaster Liu is basically he has some influence from liuhe, but he
Yeah.
never taught anybody. He just let he's a kung fu brother to
Zhang
teach,
Xiangshan.
which is the teacher, Zhang Xiangshan. Then we have a Wei Xiaotang and Babu. By the way, I studied with the Wei Xiaotang for only 2 weeks. Then I was have an entrance exam for college. I don't have time to go back. And then I have the teaching mostly is coming from Su Yu Chang.
Yeah.
Okay. Then it has so many different prayingmantis form. Which one we should save it as a curriculum? The other one can use it as a reference. You can have a textbook and reference book. A lot of time you get a good understanding from reference book too.
Yeah.
The textbooks that everybody should follow, okay, but understand why we keep those as textbook. So curriculum is necessary, but how we decide it should be as our textbook curriculum. What are those reference curriculum or reference book? Okay, and the person he has enough of fighting experience and everything. Can he make his creations? Why not? If it's good, if it's no good, you're not even better than whatever handed down. Don't do it, but should encourage everybody because that's how this world improving. If a generation not as good as last generation, that's a copycat.
Yeah.
That get less and less the resolution. So it's necessary, but it's a big topic, and how we decide which one's supposed to be in our curriculum. That need whole Wutan, whole world, everybody at least agree to the certain degree.
Yeah.
Then we just move from there. You cannot satisfy everybody, but get most of the people agree.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a big job. Probably you guys have to spend the time to do that in the future.
We might.
And,
Um.
yeah,
It
Yeah, you should. We should do it. Yeah,
it is it is going to be very difficult. Uh,
it's very difficult. So
and
everybody is because
and
we're not together.
and it's a big program, right? I mean, there, like you said, only Bagua. It's just has its own program.
Yeah,
It's
and also
long.
always remember, Bagua, you cannot practice alone. You got to have another person to practice together. If you don't have no person, you got to use the post. You got to rub against the post like the cow getting too itchy against the
Yeah,
telephone pole.
yeah,
Or you don't even touch it. There's a two-way to train. That's a forest. Okay, so everything in Bagua, they have a reason, they have a meaning. So first of all the Wutan students to understand, if you're interested in Bagua, you better know why this is was handed down,
hmm
why this is in Wutan so far in the curriculum.
yeah,
Okay, so that's a lot of work. I'm so glad you start this program because that's so if you this video is going to be showing all the Wutan students in the world. Hopefully, everybody have a chance to watch it
yeah,
and understand your work. You spend all your effort into this.
yeah,
I think that you will get some good feedback.
yeah. That's a plan. At least, even if we um get people to think about it, that's a good start.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah,
So let's see.
absolutely. Yep.
Um, let me jump into this question. Um, and I wanted to ask you: do you feel Taiwan is doing enough to support, promote real Chinese traditional martial arts? And I want to take it a little bit farther and compare it to mainland China, who is promoting modern wushu and sanda. Um, what it seems to me very well. Even they try to promote as well traditional wushu, traditional kungfu, and I've I participated in the last 5 world traditional kung fu championships that China held, and I can tell you that the government is putting a lot of money in this tournament, covering a lot of things during the tournament, right, in order to promote the art. And they do the same thing with the World Wushu Championship with modern Wushu and Sanda as well, right? They do it separately.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about this?
Well, first of all, since I have been living in this country for such a long time, I'm not familiar with whatever the Taiwan government is doing for
Okay.
traditional Chinese martial art. I'm not too familiar with it. I know they always have a different tournaments and here there. Okay,
Yeah.
but anything go beyond that or they focus on a certain area, I don't know because I'm too many years I haven't been back. Also, I'm not in the position should have no comment about whatever they're doing because I'm not I'm not sitting
Yeah.
there to do anything. But I believe at least everyone in Wutan, at least our school, in the whole Wutan lineage, is everybody's trying hard to promote our martial art as much as we can. Okay, so
Yeah.
that's good. Look at yourself, right?
Yeah.
You know, I consider myself still, promoting it. Okay, doesn't matter. I reached to a they call it retirement age. I retired 15 years ago
Yeah.
already. Martial art never retired.
Yeah.
I told my wife, my last day on earth, if I still can do my martial art, I'll be very happy.
Yeah.
Okay. So I visited China several times for martial art back in the 90s. And the last visit was 5 years ago. It's all for martial art. Okay. I visited different teachers and
Yeah.
government, the directors and the leader of those martial art group. But I can tell you their direction always there to promote the modern wushu
Yeah.
and the health style tai chi chuan. That's still their main things. Traditional Chinese martial art, it's well, it's a tradition. As you know, back in the cultural revolution, tradition is you die. You don't say the tradition, right? They want
Yeah.
everything new.
Yeah.
So, but that's over. But that they have a very late start on the to promote the traditional Chinese martial art. For a while, sanda becomes an in thing in China, but now it's not as popular as MMA.
Yeah.
MMA becomes very popular in China. The good news is the government has started to promote Shuaijiao in the recent year. That I
Okay.
noticed. Yeah,
That is good.
and which is good. But Shuaijiao, when you look at it, I'm not brag about it. Say my Shuaijiao is the best, but our Shuaijiao is very distinctive because it's called Baoding Shuaijiao. Baoding Shuaijiao use a lot of footwork.
Mm-hmm.
They are not just grab each other and break each other's and not like that. They try to use a lot of footwork, a lot of single-handed get in, get out, like that, quick footwork. That's why Chang Dongsi used to call it the butterfly. His movement. Okay, they call him iron butterfly. All right, so that describing his quick response and the footwork is so swift and so agile. Okay, so but what I'm saying is, when we promote the Shuaijiao, got to promote in such a way you can tell this is Chinese wrestling, not like a judo, not like a Western wrestling.
Yeah.
Okay, it has to have our own the real Chinese wrestling flavor. That's all I can tell you. Um, it's a government things. If a government really put the money, put their
Yeah.
manpower supporting behind, to promote, much easier. Take a Jorge and Jason Tsou, try to promote individually.
It
We're
is
very,
very
very,
hard. Yeah.
very hard. We need a either super rich, organization, a financial group behind, or government.
Yeah.
Government is the best, but they have to go into the right direction. If it's the wrong direction, take a long, long time to back to the right track, or never.
Yeah. I agree. So, well, Master, so that's the end of part three of the interview. And I want to take the time to thank you one more time for this opportunity, for sharing all this knowledge with us, okay, in this channel. And we're just starting, but I'm sure we're gonna get very far with this. And the idea, like I said at the beginning of the interview, is of this channel at least, is to promote and preserve traditional martial arts. And of course, our our lineage, right? And everything that we've learned over these years and from all these great masters. So before we finish the interview, do you want to say a couple more words?
Well, it's just every day I train, and also every day I put on my mind is to pray. I can say it's this is my prayer. In my
Yeah.
prayer is hopefully traditional Chinese martial art will becomes one of the martial art recognized by the whole world. Not to have a whole bunch of misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very sad. it's a real martial art, but it turned out to be, people think it is just like a whole bunch of dancer martial art like dancers.
Yeah.
That's very sad. Okay, so that job is done by all these martial art enthusiasts or the martial art practitioner, and especially Wutan, because we are the large system, and we are the strong lineage. So I think it's everybody's responsibility. Let me put it this way,
Yeah.
especially for the disciples. Okay,
Yeah.
I think we had a very nice conversation, interesting conversation, hadn't we? And I really appreciate I have this opportunity chat with you, and have this exposure to everybody. Which I normally I don't talk as much,
Yeah.
but we talk a long time.
Yeah. Absolutely. I really appreciate it one more time, Master So. And thank you very much. And thank you everyone for tuning. And I'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Take
Yeah,
care.
yeah. Looking forward to seeing you again. Bye bye now.
Absolutely. Bye. And that concludes part 3 of the interview with Master Jason So. Make sure that you watch part 1 and part 2 as well. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care.